What is going on YouTube? My name is Lucas and today I'm going to be talking about another 3D printing company that's actually really cool, and it's going to be Nano Dimension. That's right, Nano Dimension. And they have been followed and invested in by the likes of ARK Invest. So if you're interested in Nano Dimension and the idea of ARK Invest, I suggest you stay tuned right after this. Before we start talking about 3D printing and electronics and components and all kinds of other things, I ask that you guys smash that subscribe button, smash that like button, comment down below, and now it's time to dive into this video. Dimension really started to burst on the scene when we started seeing some crazy volume and started seeing some massive runs. And I think that as they continue to expand and grow, we're going to see that stay pretty consistent. They are a penny stock, and they have a following from ARK Invest, and they have roughly over 1 million shares invested by Catherine Wood in ARKQ, the ETF ran by Catherine Wood in ARK Invest. Now, what does, Nano Dimension do? And the thing is they do a lot more than just 3D printing. They're involved with electric components. They're also providing a service, and they do it in different avenues. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about what they actually provide with their service. So swinging on over here, the first thing that they do is research. So the Dragonfly, which I'll talk about, LDM system enables you to produce cutting-edge electronics in your lab. And what's unique about this is this Dragonfly is set up for your system, and it's really cool. So we'll be talking about it. Aerospace. AME technology enables you to reduce weight and to miniaturize electromechanical components like never before. Defense. Keep your IP in your lab with the Dragonfly LDM system and save time by eliminating the need for involving external parties. And medical. Reduce time to market and optimize design for medical devices, biomedical sensors, and in vivo applications. Continuing on, automotive and industrial. This is the last one. AME optimizes electromechanical parts for smart products, sensors, autonomous driving, which is a big piece for, I feel, is why ARK Invest, ARKQ, is involved with this one. Electric vehicles, 5G networks. So that's a pretty big deal. And for them to be able to provide the components through 3D printing is absolutely amazing. Time to talk about, well, the Dragonfly, the product that is going to be doing all the work for these companies that is supplied by Nano Dimensions. And actually what they refer to this, Dragonfly is factory in a box. And I think we're going to find out why here in a second. So swinging on over here, the Dragonfly is their 3D printer, and they refer to it as the factory in a box. The company's flagship product, Dragonfly, was introduced in 2019. It is presented as a cost-effective manufacturer of 3D printing of electronics for medium-sized amounts. The product is sold for $250,000 to $350,000. Investors will most likely appreciate that the company is one of the first movers in the market. Nano Dimensions Ltd. Entered the market well before other companies. As a result, Nano has more know-how in the new entrants in the market, which may lead to larger sales and margins. So ideally what the Dragonfly does is it meets the needs of the customer. So whether you are, entering into aerospace, maybe you're entering into the automotive industry, those components are going to be able to be manufactured and, basically developed in your own lab. And that's why they call it factory in a box. I think that's very unique. And I think that's going to be able to provide a massive service to a ton of companies out there. This is a penny stock and it is being, invested in by ARK. I definitely want to kind of talk about the valuation because, there could be a lot of fluctuation and a lot of volatility. And I think we've already seen some of that happen. So swinging on over here. The current valuation of Nano Dimensions Ltd. is between 100 and 200 million. The company's target market is about to be $2.5 billion by 2025. Nano Dimension Ltd is not completely alone in this market, and the market capitalization already represents close to 10% of its target market. And I recently did a video on 3D metal, and I think that they're one that is obviously going to be able to provide some competition, even though they're not exactly the same. You know, obviously Nano Dimension is more going to be electric components and along that field, where Desktop Metal is going to be printing more industrial, metal things. So still 3D printing, but a little bit different, but I do feel they might compete. In the light of these numbers, I would not expect the company's valuation to grow 2 or 3 times more. You cannot expect a total valuation to be 50% of the target market. That only happens when companies are extremely overvalued by the market. According to my experience, it rarely happens. And this article is written by Seeking Alpha. So continuing on, most growth investors wouldn't care about the current state of Nano's balance sheet. They would be happy to know whether the company has a decent amount of cash to continue its R&D efforts. As of June 30th, 2020, Nano Dimension reports $39 million with $9 million in bank deposits. As we continue to go through, we'll talk a little bit more about that. That's not all. Very recently, the company also raised $16.9 million in additional equity financing. And there was actually an additional one as well, and we'll talk about that. So the $16.9 million in additional equity financing. Hence, I believe that the company has a good amount of cash to conduct additional R&D and increase its marketing efforts. In my view, the recent demand for the company's equity created the rally in the share price that took place in October. So there you go. Take a look at the company's balance sheet and notice that in June 2020, 59% of the total amount of assets are represented by cash. So I think that you're seeing some significant, for a small company, why it's so important to have cash on hand. I've talked about this with, I've done numerous videos on Ag Eagle, who is also, in the drone, somewhat electric, area, and they have roughly 25 million cash on hand. For these small companies, that's very significant because it allows them to continue functioning and, keep up. I think it's very important. So continuing on, Nano Dimensions has conducted a couple direct offerings, which I talked about the first one. That first one being October 5th for $16.9 million. And the second one that was announced on October 25th for a massive $50 million and is expected to close on October 28th. So once again, another direct offering probably drove the stock price down a little bit, but that is going to be huge when you're talking $50 million. After the most recent offering, the company reported 53.7 million shares outstanding at $3 to $4 per share. The total market capitalization is equal to 161 to 214 million. If we take into account cash of 55 million, the enterprise value is equal to 106 to 159 million. With 2021 sales of 12 million, Nano Dimension trades at 8.5 times to 13.25 times sales. I do agree that the company is not cheap at the current valuation. However, I would like to remind investors that in 2018, Nano traded at more than 80 times sales. With 12 million in sales, 80 times sales would mean a share price of more than $18, which that's huge. I don't think the company's business model changed that much to believe that the company cannot trade at 80 times sales again. Besides other players in the 3D printing industry, like I stated before, there are some that are really starting to enter the market, Desktop Metal being one of those. So in the 3D printing industry, traded at more than 20 times sales. So the share price could explode up to higher marks. If you are thinking about taking a short position, understand that there are these risks. Obviously a lot of people with these type of stocks have been shorting it. Rightfully so. That's how you make money in the stock market, or at least one way to make money in the stock market. Do what you got to do. Completely understand that. But I just wanted to provide this information for you guys on this company, since I know a lot of people have, one, been asking about it, and two, I think these are the companies that are going to make a difference when you're talking future in electronics and just really how we manufacture in the future. Now we have come to my favorite part of any video, and that is chart breaking down time. And I don't feel I've done this in a video as of late, so we're doing it now. Swinging on over here, Nano Dimension Ltd, trading under NNDM. So we're looking at a 3-month chart. Today it opened at $3.31. As of right now, since the market is currently open, it's gotten as high as $3.36 and as low as $3.15. Volume is 4.973 million. Market cap's 173.2 million. 52-week high is $6. 52-week low is 51 cents, and its average volume is 8.892 million. And then, like I said, currently trading at $3.22. The market is open, so it's up 3.04%. This is a 3-month chart, like I stated. The biggest reason I wanted to show you guys this is just to show you, what has actually happened after the direct offerings have occurred. They've acquired and gotten that amount of cash, and the stock price has absolutely excelled. I think another reason why is just because it's starting to get on a lot of people's radars. 3D printing is going to be the future of a lot of things, especially in this field for these guys. They're doing electric components. They're really doing some major things for electronics. And so this will be a key thing moving forward, whether it actually is Nano Dimension or if it's someone else that comes later on down the road. I still feel that this is definitely going to be a future piece moving forward. Appreciate you guys swinging by and checking out this stock. Like I stated earlier in the video, this was definitely a heavily requested video, so hopefully you guys enjoy it and hopefully you got a ton of entertainment out of it. Speaking of entertainment, that's exactly what I'm here to do, is entertain you guys. I am not a financial advisor, and it's for entertainment purposes only. So hopefully you guys got some entertainment. You guys know how I do it. If you like this video, smash that like button. And if you enjoy the content, because I'm going to keep the content flowing, subscribe to my YouTube channel. And as always, have a good day.